HD collection.
Alright, hello everyone! Welcome back. We are here 2 minutes in, about to continue the road to Devil May Cry 5, is what I really should be entitling these streams, if I'm being completely fair. But we are now here with the second game in the original trilogy, a game that came out at least 1 to 2 years later in 2002 or 3, I can't remember when, in Devil May Cry 2. Ooh, this is the second in the Devil May Cry series. This one is not widely liked, believe it or not. I mean, much like the controversy with the DMC reboot and everyone not liking that, Devil May Cry 2 is different in many, many ways. And we'll get right into that here. I'll freely start from the start of Mission 1, and showing that this game is indeed different.
In a time long since past, in an age of darkness, when the earth was overrun with demons, and humans were powerless under their rule, humanity's hope lived in a demon named Sparda. With a spirit unlike any other, and wielding the sword that bore his own name, Sparda eradicated the demons.
Hello, Lucia, a character who we will never see again, which is sad, if I'm being fair, because, I mean, Lucia was an interesting character, just the execution of making her was not the greatest. I mean, she kind of resembles a Gerudo, if I'm being fair, from the Legend of Zelda series, because, I mean, she's got dark skin, red hair, but this isn't really a race thing. Hey, Dante! Now, believe it or not, out of anything Devil May Cry related in terms of Dante's looks, I actually like this costume. And I wish that Capcom would actually consider making more alternate costumes, not just color palettes of existing costumes already for Devil May Cry 5. It would actually give this costume another run around. I actually like this look for Dante.
You called?
Till next time, son of Sparda.
Dreadful voice acting. Alright, we are bearing right into Mission 1. And I can make it to probably Mission 12, maybe 13 in less than an hour. Or probably. This game is very speedrunnable. Well, and it's actually pathetic in how easy it is to do that. It's also pathetically easy how this game is, well, pathetically easy. Now, of course, much like with the reboot, Dante in Devil May Cry 2 has an already existing double jump. You don't have to go to a divinity statue and buy the double jump ability, which is actually very, very, very surprising. And, of course, for those who were never really able to notice... Well, actually, that makes me sound egotistical. I don't mean to be. Rebellion is used for the first time in the series in this game, and then it's become Dante's main weapon in ever since. Which begs the question, which obviously, yes, but when they first made Devil May Cry 1, they didn't really have any concrete weapon choice for him. So when they made Alistair and Force Edge, that was basically his main weapon for the first game. And then when the prequel Devil May Cry 3 was made, they basically made Rebellion his main weapon. And Alistair he hasn't used since. Oh, piss. I had completely forgot to change the frame rate for this stream. I am so sorry to anyone who ends up watching this. I forgot to change the frame rate before I went live. Okay, I will definitely keep that in mind, and will definitely be changing that come Devil May Cry 3. Because I'm actually going to be changing something for you guys. I'm not going to be doing it once a day, because if I do, then that means I'm going to have to do multiple Devil May Cry games on Thursday. So Devil May Cry 3 will also be done today. Hey. So when I get the stream done for Devil May Cry 2, I will immediately jump into the stream for Devil May Cry 3. Leaving Devil May Cry 4 or able to be done tomorrow all on its own. And then Thursday around the same time I'll be able to get done with DMC Devil May Cry. So again, when I get the stream done for Devil May Cry 2, I will definitely be changing the frame rate for Devil May Cry 3. I mean, I mean, I really should have had it at a higher frame in when I did Devil May Cry 1 last night. But I will definitely be changing it up when I play Devil May Cry 3 after this one. Alley-oop! Did I get them all? I think I got them all. No, no, no. Pardon me. So, moving on, and... And here we are at Mathieu's house. Lucia's beat us here already. One thing I will give this game is, graphically it looks beautiful, but some environments are, a lot of the environments actually are empty. And these pre-rendered cutscenes right here are actually really well done. Yeah, they're washed out because still early PlayStation 2, when they could have fixed it come the re-release, but eh. And there we go with an A rank. Alright, and give me a second, guys. We are going to be going on a tiny break while I try to get the streams out to people. Alright, everybody, I will be right back. I'm trying to pull people in here. Alright, so, I'm gonna go on a tiny break. We will be right back, and I didn't really mean to say pull people in. And, I mean, I do want people to watch this, but I'm not trying to force the issue. I'm not the kind of YouTuber who is going to be like, oh, you must subscribe this, you must like this, you must do this. If you want to come in, that's fine. I'm just putting myself out there as someone who is wanting his channel to organically grow, and who is wanting to entertain you guys with some pretty kick-ass games. So, I will be right back. We are going to go on a 2-minute break. I think 18 minutes in, and I will be back. Alright, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, one and all. We are going to continue on with the streams.
Where's Mathieu? Mathieu? Mathieu?
Good grief. They really made a big mess, didn't they?
Again, the voice acting in this Devil May Cry game is dreadful.
To find this place. Oh, you have arrived, son of Sparta.
Then again, compared to stuff now, yes, it is dreadful voice acting, but we also have to take it into consideration.
You knew him?
God, that is awful. But we have to take into consideration this was all done in 2002, maybe 2003. Voice acting was still not the best thing in the world.
Son of Sparta, we must ask this favor of you. You see, there's a man who's transformed our
But then again,
land into a demon heretic. His name is Arius.
no, his name is Heihachi Mishima, because that's what Hideaki Itsuno basically modeled Arius after, is Bandai Namco's own Tekken antagonist, Heihachi Mishima.
Looks like it's your lucky day.
Wonderful. I am very pleased. It leads to a harbor. If you are successful, I will tell you a story about your father, son of Sparta.
Okay. That requires 3,000 to upgrade the guns again. Alright, spent a good quantity of my orbs. But again, I don't see why I'm even upgrading anything. The final boss is like the only tough thing in the game, and even that's sadly kind of easy if you know how to cheese him. Yes, I did say it. Argusax at the end of the game in the underworld is an easy boss if you know how to cheese him. If you don't, if you're literally a scrub at Devil May Cry and you don't know how to fight Argusax in the easiest title in the series, there's something wrong with you. Hell, Devil May Cry 2 doesn't even have its own dedicated freaking... It is not as fun as Devil May Cry 3. It's definitely nowhere close to being as fun as Devil May Cry 1. It's got nothing on 3 and 4. Hell, even DMC Devil May Cry, this is a controversial opinion, but DMC Devil May Cry basically says, hey, Devil May Cry 2, look at me. I'm better than you. And that's not in terms of, like, Dante appearance or how he acts. That's more or less in the aspect of the gameplay is infinitely more fun in DMC Devil May Cry than it ever was in Devil May Cry 2. Also, puzzles in the first game and the third one are ridiculously difficult. Well, but I loved them for that. Puzzles in this game, freaking easy. Again, I still don't understand why those are on timers. Even though there's next to no way for you to fail. Ridiculously easy enemies, bosses that are not challenging at all. Oh, I always wondered what Devil May Cry 2 would have been had Hideaki had Hideki Kamiya been allowed to actually continue with the series, had he been informed by Capcom that they were making a sequel to Devil May Cry 1, how different would this game have been? I mean, I can tell you this, it would have been infinitely more fun, and he would have probably continued Dante in terms of his personality from where he left off in Devil May Cry 1, and the laid-back yet still kind of serious personality. Kamiya probably would have given him a different costume as opposed to this. But at the end of the day, people may not like this look. I actually do. It's a pretty unique look. There's the thing. Break the thing. And I do like that Devil May Cry 2 did inspire the later style system that would be in Devil May Cry 3 and 4. Or, like, Dante's ability to wall run and was basically Trickster, and this basically would inspire one of the moves in Gunslinger. Alright. Ow. That's it. Are you ready? Sorry, had to. Alright, time to use this thing to charge my Devil Trigger, which I'm surprised that these things, these like devil magic, these Devil Trigger gauge panels never made a return. They were actually very handy. If you didn't want to use a Devil Star, or there were no enemies nearby for you to use your Devil Trigger, which by the way, I'm so happy that flying in Devil Trigger is making a return in DMC 5, with not just Dante's Devil May Cry 4 Devil Trigger design, but also with his new look that we see in several trailers. Because flying in this game was so cool. I mean, you could fly using the air raid ability in Devil May Cry 1, but you could also use air raid if you're using the Nevin guitar in Devil May Cry 3. Sadly, though, flying with Dante was excluded from Devil May Cry 4 in his Devil Trigger form and in DMC Devil May Cry, which actually is kind of a bummer. Because the flying abilities were really freaking cool. And I love that Capcom and Itsuno are actually bringing the ability to fly in Devil Trigger back. It was one of my favorite things to use the ability, well, use the power for, I'll tell you that. At least in Devil May Cry 2 and 1. Because I barely used Nevin. And I'm surprised, has anyone ever noticed that Rebellion in Devil May Cry 5 looks almost identical, well, to how it eventually, well, how it looks in DMC 2? Okay. We're locked off. Is this the monkey boss? I think this is the monkey boss. Yep, it's the monkey boss. Alright. Come here, you. And it's dead. Right, not that way. In fact... Alright, and that's that mission done in less than 3 minutes, but I got a 100 rating to B, doesn't really matter. The boss clear bonus. Ooh, mission 4. We got the frickin' serpentine water hydra boss that I'm not a really big fan of. Hold on, Alright, so we're in mission 4, and, more enemies! These things show up without much fanfare. I missed. How do I miss with a rocket? Now, of course, I've already given you guys, my audience, my thoughts on Devil May Cry 1 and so far Devil May Cry 2. When, in a bit, I will be doing Devil May Cry 3, you'll see my opinions on that one and how much it differs from most anyone else. And of course, when we get to DMC 4 tomorrow, I will also give you my thoughts and opinions on that game, and how much I love it, if I'm being fair. Here, and then Thursday, when DMC Devil May Cry is played, that is when you'll hear my most controversial opinion, because unlike most, I don't hate the game. I mean, when it first, I'll give you a short synopsis. When DMC was first announced, back at the 2010 TGS, I was pretty fucking pissed. I was literally leaping pissed, much like everybody else. I was fuming. It was not funny to me. But then a year later, I saw the trailer. Yeah, a year later, I ended up seeing the trailer. And I actually changed my opinion. And I was like, okay, the Pelamundi music they're using is actually really nice. Let's see where they're going with this. And if it's a game that I'll enjoy, then I'll enjoy it. And the boss is dead. Oh, that's pathetically easy. But I waited things out, and I was basically saying, let's wait and see where the devs go with this. And then when the game inevitably came out, and I played it, I actually quite enjoyed the reboot. And I still do. I even found two YouTubers who share a almost similar opinion to mine. Foxcade, who did a retrospective of the series. I watched Foxcade's retrospective of the entire series, plus his retrospective on the reboot. And then David Rata, I found, he did a critical analysis of the entire series, and he, much like myself, loves the reboot. And if I'm being fair, what me, Foxcade, and David really want to bring across is we just want everyone to get along at this point. But I know that's going to be really impossible because, I mean, it's the internet. Is this the wolf enemies? Yes, it is. And there's a future boss we'll end up fighting. And now to see, because so far we've been in like caverns and Spanish towns. Now we're in the part of the game that is literally just nothing but empty voids of nothing happening. Alright, is the gorilla boss gonna be showing up as a normal enemy now? Yes, he is! Sorry, everybody, that I'm not talking. However, I will say this. If I had to rate every single Devil May Cry game on give them like a numbered review, I would give Devil May Cry 1 a 10 out of 10, 100%, and Devil May Cry 1 is a goddamn masterpiece. While not perfect, it is the best game of the early PlayStation 2 era. Devil May Cry 2 is at least a 6, maybe a 5. Devil May Cry 3 is a bona fide 8 to 9 out of 10, so a 90 or an 80. Devil May Cry 4 is, while unfinished, also a very well-made product that warrants at least a 7 to an 8. And DMC Devil May Cry, again, controversial opinions are my thing. That game, in my opinion, is a stellar 9 out of 10. And y'all can think differently, that's fine. I'm not here to argue. I'm just here to play games and have fun. And to quote the completionist, when he and his friends Jesse Cox and the what is known as the internet did defend it for DMC, I have to agree. Sometimes we just have to play games to have fun, and the internet should remember what that is like. But again, we'll get into that whole thing of we play games to have fun when I get to playing around to playing DMC Devil May Cry. Because as of yet, we're still playing the original trilogy plus its 4th installment. Alright, now that the tanks are gone, I think this is the mission where we fight the demonic plane. This literally is like a Capcom saying like, hey, why don't we just mirror Resident Evil some more? And I think I screwed something up. I'm gonna be here a while. Haven't played Devil May Cry 2 for a while. A little after beating it, obviously. Is this where I go? No, I think that's where I picked up one of the amulet pieces for my devil trigger. Okay, maybe I don't go that way. Let me check. Let me go grab this red orb, and I'll go check the other end. Alright, sorry about that. Friend messaged me. So maybe I have to go... Yep, I had to go down to the end of this hallway, and yep, there's the demonic helicopter. Oh, right, the boss fight with the chopper is later. Some of the parkour aspects of this game, I will admit, though, are really fun. Because again, the way they motion captured Dante, while not perfect in relation to, like, say, past entries, and even later entries, shit. His motion capture when he's moving is actually some of the best in the series. Well, besides Devil May Cry 1, but... I know I have to go into an elevator, but I don't think it's any of these. There we go. Yep, I wasn't able to make it to the later mission, and because obviously this game is... Missions are really long in this game. If you know where to go... Well, I mean, if you know where to go, it could be even shorter, but I'm trying to get as much mileage out of what I'm playing. I gotta go over there. Alright, gotta get these things out of the way. Huh. And up we get. There we go. And again, these bosses are pathetically easy. All I get since the enemies barely hit you, all I have to do is just do this. As you can see, there's literally next to no strategy in this game. It is literally just, if it's a faraway enemy, shoot it. Hold on, guys. Alright everybody, that was Devil May Cry 2 from the Devil May Cry HD collection, available on the PlayStation 4. We've got to move on to the next mission, but... Oof. Had I actually been faster, I would have been able to done the weird tower boss. Alright, and that was Devil May Cry 2. Ooh, let's head on back to the game selection menu. Ooh. Alright, so, hope y'all can join me next time for when we dive into, with a better frame rate, mind you, even though I do have to look back over the footage of Devil May Cry 1, but when we tackle Devil May Cry 3, the fan favorite of the series, I'll get to you guys my opinions on it when we end up playing the game. Well, actually, I'll give it a little bit right now. I like it, but not as much as I prefer the original. That's as much as I can say. It did rejuvenate the series and bring it back from almost being killed thanks to Devil May Cry 2. Which... well, Capcom doesn't want to bring Final Fight back. So, hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I'm pretty sure I understand why no one really showed up. It's because it was Devil May Cry 2. Who I expect this to come when I end up playing the reboot later in the week. But I guarantee you, people will be possibly piling in droves, even though there will be other people playing the game, and no one would want to be spoiled, and I'm going to be doing the entirety of Devil May Cry 5 in just one consecutive stream. So it'll probably be the longest video I will ever put out on this channel. Well, but, hope you guys can enjoy me for Devil May Cry 3E later. I'm a Shadow Strike, and remember, give everything in the shadows, everybody. Bye-bye!